because only a few people are willing to do what it takes to get to where they want to be, right? So Stephen Covey talked about, he did a study where he studied the trait, the habits, the characteristics of the people that are successful, and he discovered 7 habits that they have in common. And I'm not taking credit for his work because it is his work, but guess what? It is a wonderful piece of work. It is a wonderful piece of work. And I believe that the youth in Boston, the kids that are in schools, in the Boston public schools, the kids that are out there need to hear this message. They need to hear that if you want to get to where you want to be, if you want to become a contributor to society, you need to adopt and develop those habits. Right? As a nursing student, it's important for you to know what you got to do to get that degree, right? And if you don't do those things, well, guess what? It's okay. No one's going to blame you. No one's going to come after you. But guess what? You will not make it. The first habit that he talked about is being proactive. All right? Is being proactive. One of the first things that he mentioned about being proactive is that life doesn't just happen. Things don't happen by chance. No. Things happen by choice in life, not by chance. Life isn't fair nor unfair. It just is. Things happen by choice, not by chance. So you choose to be happy, you also choose to be sad. Right? We are always making choices throughout the course of a day. We are faced with choices from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed. Right? And we make different choices. We make the choice to be happy or sad, the choice to be broke or to have money in our pocket, the choice to have that degree or to not have a degree. Right? The choice to take a bath or not to take a bath, the choice to be miserable, right? And the choice to be a contributor to life. We make all kinds of choices, right? Things don't just happen, right? We also make a choice to be healthy. We do. If you're not healthy and you can think back to what you did for you not to be healthy, you'll realize that you made that choice. We are where we are today because of the choice we made yesterday, right? So we are always making choices. We're always making choices. But the fact of the matter is, each choice comes with a set of reward or consequence. Right? Choices come with rewards or consequence. So it's important to know what choices to make. And it's important to be careful the type of choices you make. Right? Because what happens to you today is a direct result of what you chose yesterday. You may not have verbally chose that path, but with your action, you chose the path. Right? So when you see someone out there begging for money, life did not do them wrong. No. When you see someone out there on the side of the road being broke, destitute, believe me, life did not do them wrong. Right? You can't blame life. You can't blame others. Being proactive requires that we come to the realization that we are directly responsible for what happens in our lives. We're directly responsible. So what happens is when we make those choices and things don't work out the way they should have worked out, or the way we expected it to work out, what happened is we begin to blame the world. We start blaming other people. We start blaming our job, right? We start blaming our boss. We start blaming our co-workers. We blame the kids. We blame our parents. We blame the circumstances. We blame the fact that we're not getting paid enough. We blame the fact that we don't have enough education. We blame everything on the outside. Right? But I think it's important, like Minister T.D. Jakes said once, it's important for men to begin to take responsibility for their own stuff. for their own life. Because when you take responsibility, if you take a look at the word responsible, all right, Stephen Covey said you can break that word into two: response and able. So you are able to respond to what's going on in your life. You are able to respond. You are able to change the circumstances, the course of your life. So people begin to blame the system. There's a lot of people out there right now blaming Obama, blaming the Republicans, blaming the Democrats, blaming the justice system. They blame everyone, right? You got a whole bunch of blamers sitting in jail right now. They are blaming the system. You got a whole bunch of people that are blaming the woman that they left behind with the kids, that they helped to create. Right? So people begin to blame, but the problem is that when you become proactive, you step out of the blaming zone. You no longer begin to blame other people. You begin to take action. You begin to take action. The reason I ask you to think about your goals and your dream is because when you think about your goals and your dreams, the things that you want for yourself, if you're not happy with the card that you've been dealt so far, one of the reasons that it's important to hold your goals and your dreams in hand is because it will make you active. It will push you to become active, to do something about it. Right? You begin to realize that if it is to be, it's up to me. Right? So being proactive is the first step, right? Taking action towards your goals and your dream. Stop with the blaming. Stop with the procrastination, right? Stop with putting things off for tomorrow, right? So therefore, it's important to when you begin to take action in your dreams. One of the things that will happen is you'll have a lot of obstacles. You'll have a lot of difficulties that come along your way. Fear will come. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, right? People that blame you, people that don't want to be around you, right? All kinds of difficulties can come and will come along the way. I think it's the Murphy's Law that says anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But to counteract that and remain proactive and start acting toward your goals and your dream, it's important, number one, to believe that your dreams are possible. To believe that it is possible for you to get to a level where you no longer need a paycheck, right? One of my main goals is to write my own paycheck. Right? I'm not happy with the fact that somebody is giving me a paycheck every other week. I'm not very comfortable with that, right? Because there's too many limitations, right? The limitation, the insecurity is too much, right? Because anybody can walk in, right, and say you're fired. Right? Even with my 4-year degree and my 12 years of experience, any little idiot they hire can come in and say, you know what? You're 5 minutes late, you're gone. You're out of there. And I've seen it done many times before. Right? So the insecurity is too much. There's a lot of insecurity with having a boss, with having a job. It's a wonderful way to start your life. Just like 9th grade is a wonderful way to start high school. You know, but you need to move up. You know, you need to move up. You need to think about, as you think about your goals and your dreams, you need to think about your FIN number, your financial independence number, which is the amount of money that you want to accumulate so you no longer need a boss. Right? It's important to think about having a business later on so you can take control of your life. Right? It's important to think about being independent as opposed to being dependent on someone that will decide your destiny. Right? I think whoever signs your paycheck decides where you go, where you live, how much you eat, how big or how skinny you get, the kind of place you get to live, the kind of car you get to drive. Anyone who writes your paycheck makes that decision for you, not you. Right? So one of the reasons that we need to look at the characteristics of the highly successful is to see that, you know what, those people, a lot of them started out with nothing. but a dream, right? And they went to work. They went to work to make it happen. Okay, so it's important to be proactive, and when you become proactive, you take on the responsibility for your life, for your own stuff, and you say, you know what, it's me, it's up to me. No one's gonna make it happen for me, right? No one's gonna come out of somewhere and say, you know what, since you want to become a nurse, here's a degree, my dear, right? You don't even have to take the state exam. Right? No one's going to come and say, you know what? Here, you can have everything. Right? And most of the people that play lottery and that win in the lottery, that money doesn't last. Because I think it's a law of nature that money flows upstream to the people that are working hard, that are working on themselves, that have goals and dreams. Right? Crap flows downstream, but money flows upstream. So the people that win the lottery 95% of the time can't hold on to that money because they didn't work hard for it. And in order to achieve success, you need to become successful up here first. You need to achieve success in your heart before you get the success, before you get the wealth, the money, the fame that comes with being successful. So it's a key issue to become proactive on what you want to do, to take action, to stop reacting to the world. There's nothing we can do about the political situation in America. There's nothing we can do about Obama or the other one that didn't make it to the presidency. There's nothing we can do about the wars that's going on out there. I think people need to be focused on their own lives, that they're oblivious to what's going on out there. Right? It's important to stay focused on what you want. That's the first step that needs to happen if you want to make it in this world, if you want to become successful. The second step that he talked about is the second habit that they have in common.